What's going on, YouTube? So today we're going to do our vent. Talking about is the vent from the surge to the factory fuel cell. We're going from this little -6 line to a -10 line, and this is my adapter 6 to 10 on my cell. The cell already had these two 10s, so this was my vent. Well, the 450 pump pumps too much fuel. It cannot vent fast enough, even with a little -6 line. So first thing I'm going to do before I switch pumps, I'm going to leave the 450 in. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to do the bulkhead. So here's my bulkhead. It's going to be the -10 up top. This is a little adapter here. And I can own, the reason I got a -8 for the actual canister was because they don't have a lot of room on these canisters. This is an old canister. I was already trying to attempt to see where I was going to drill. That was too close, so I need to drill further out this way. That way I can fit this -8. A -10 just will not fit. It's too tight. So I got a -8, which is still a very big orifice compared to the -10. So you can see the step down there from a 10 to 8. There is a, you know, there's a little bit of a step down, but I still think this would be way better than that little guy down there. As you can see, the step down there is pretty severe. So I'm hoping this will take care of the problem. If not, I've been messing with a restrictor. So this is a nitrous jet that actually fits right on top and actually seals up pretty good. Of course, I would have to drill this out pretty large, but I could restrict the flow of my 450 pump to the surge. So we're gonna get the return line ran, make my -10 line. Gonna go fill this sucker up with some E85, and then we're gonna test it out and see if it vents. If it vents good, then we're good to go. If we're still having a little problem with pressurizing the tank, then we're gonna go ahead and throw this restrictor in. I'm gonna drill this out, make it larger, restrict the flow from the 450, and I think that'll work. All right, so for you guys that do run in tanks still, I used to run a 450, and what I used to do is I used to drill a hole here and run a -8. So I'd run a -8 hose all the way through to my rail. And you guys should be doing that because these orifices don't support, which are really tiny. These aren't gonna support like a 535 single fuel pump. You know, you're fighting yourself with these tiny little orifices. So you gotta get some -8 in here. So I've done this once before. Now it's gonna be for my return, but let's see if we can work this. And there we have it, our -8. Hopefully I can get a nut on. And with a little bit of luck, that's how you do it. I trimmed the vinyl washer, and look at I mean, it fits friggin' perfect. So I had to trim the one side, and then I was able to get the nut up inside, and then I wrenched it down from the top where it pushed a little bit side on that piece of plastic sticks up, but she's down tight, and we got ourselves a -8 return. So now I just gotta make the line, and we'll be good to go. All right, so we got our lines ran. The only bad part was I didn't have a 90-degree, and I really want a 90-degree. Let me show you here real quick. So I don't like this straight. That's all I had, and it's a 90 back there. But my buddy Ryan Scott from Pure Function has a 90. So we're gonna take a little trip. We're gonna take this off. We're gonna slap a 90 on that and call her good. But so we're gonna run down to Ryan. And Ryan said he's got a fitting. So I said, well, maybe I'll cruise down in the Honda. So gonna be our first road-worthy trip. I mean, we're gonna take it with the top down. So Ryan is about half-hour drive or so, 35 minutes. So I'm gonna cruise some back roads to his house. Take a toolbox with me, and I'm gonna go over and fill up with E85 and make sure that that's not leaking at all. If it's good to go, then we're gonna head over to Ryan's. If it's leaking, I might come back and try to do the restrictor real quick. But so we'll see how the fill up goes and we'll go from there. Here we are. Cruise control's on. There's my foot. Just cruising the streets. A little warm out today. Temperatures are a little warm. I think I'm gonna have to maybe vent my hood one day. There's just so much heat under the hood. It raises my coolant temps pretty good, especially in the middle of the summer. In the winter, it's not too bad, but in the middle of summer with all the piping and this big exhaust, there's just a lot of heat under the hood. And I think I'm gonna have to vent the hood at some point, but it's running good. All right, we're over here. Ryan.
What's up, man?
What's up? Pure Function. He's got a fitting for me. This is what I needed.
I'm gonna take this one off, right?
Because, yeah, we're gonna take the straight off because it looks retarded. Not that anyone's gonna see it, but it's also like the line is too, you know,
Yeah.
it's too straight up, so. But
This makes it easy.
he's got all these fancy tools. I don't have any of this. I need to get some.
You don't really need it.
That's
to be
nice.
honest.
Yeah, you know, adjustables work, but these just fit really nice too. And he's got the nice clamp in there. Look at that.
But you don't have a clamp for this stuff?
Nah,
Nah, they don't matter.
I'm too cheap. I spend my money on other stuff.
Thank God. Oop,
Oh,
here it comes.
there it goes.
Good. As my kid's in the background rolling around in her chair.
I love how easy these are to put together.
So much better than PTFE.
I don't know why anybody's running the PTFE anymore.
Yep. Viton is so much easier. I spin that out. No collar, no sharp lines.
Yeah,
I sit
nothing.
that there. And I can literally take this. Boom, done. Now, if it was PTFE,
Boom.
it would have been shredded. Now, I'd probably... Well, we can shorten this up now because it's going to have a 90.
Yeah,
So I'll
we
cut this
probably do. We can go test fit it and then shorten it up because
Why don't you actually
that's the difference.
put this on and give a rough idea?
Okay.
Just to see, and we'll kind of mock it up just to see how much we want to cut off if we want to. So,
All right.
one thing I always do is they have this stuff here. It's assembly lube. You can literally use oil, but this stuff is cheap. I just use it so it doesn't gall up anything when you're installing them. It makes it easier to uninstall if that happens, which in this case it did.
I was using good old WD.
Yeah, which works fine too.
Yeah.
Literally, I think I got it. I want to say I got it with like some deal. Let's cut this up this way a little bit.
Yeah, that clamp's nice. It's just magnets. It goes right on
Yep.
here. Yeah.
Hey, hold on one second.
Nice range fittings.
Hey, get off.
Show you guys
No. Sorry.
the Supras. Very clean. He's got his own YouTube channel, Pure Function. Very clean cars. This is Ryan's, and then his wife's car he built. Is this still stock block, or is this built?
That's stock block.
This is stock block. Yours is built.
Yeah, mine's built. That's stock block. That has nothing.
And this has
Cam's nothing in it.
an auto.
It's just
What?
a 4-speed auto.
Okay.
But I have. Where's the 8-speed at? There's the ISF 8-speed trans there. That's what's going in it.
Man, that's a big sucker.
Yeah, it's massive. So it's gonna be.
That's going in this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm putting that in here.
Okay. You just don't like the.
It's just. I want a faster street car when it bangs to the gears and stuff. It's just this. If I was just drag racing, fantastic.
Right.
But on the street, it's terrible.
More gears.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
just it's not fun. But we have this in now. Again, I'm just using this because it clamps around, so I don't have to do anything. For me, it's.
Turn her down.
Another thing I do sometimes is I put a piece of blue tape here to see if the line gets pushed out. But for the most part, I just hold the line.
Just
I can see.
watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see if it is or not. Again, this is a used or not used fitting. It just has discoloration to it there.
Yeah, we're not worried about
It's
that.
in the trunk of the car.
I'm
So.
not as fancy as that engine bay over there.
Yeah, well, that engine bay sucks because you can't work on it without getting frayed. Okay. And you're also supposed to, which people mess this up all the time, you're not supposed to crank this down so they touch. You're supposed to have a baby
bit,
gap.
yeah.
Just a baby gap. That's it. And
That's
this stuff,
it.
look at this. This is where I hate PTFE. Look at this. I can do this. It doesn't kink, nothing. If that had been, which I have, look at all this PTFE here.
Yeah.
This stuff
See how
is-
stiff as
I
a
mean,
rock.
and if I try and do that, it will kink.
It'll kink it up.
Sucks. Way better.
PTFE line for sale, right?
Yeah, you guys can buy that stuff. You want it cheap, y'all can have it.
All right, we're gonna go stick this back up and look much better. All right, here we go. Got our 90. I put Ryan's ugly one up there. But this should work. We're gonna start it up. Actually, I'm just gonna turn the filler pump on. All right, filler pump is on. And I'll know when it starts venting when it gets cold. Make sure we're not leaking back here, and we're not. All right, we're looking good, guys. All right, we just got back from Ryan. Big shout out to Ryan. Thanks, man, for that fitting. On the way back, it got a little warm, 215, 218. I just think this hood is trapping so much of this heat. It's so hot in the engine bay. As soon as I open the hood and let it idle, it cools right off. So it's just, I think heat just cannot escape the area. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna take the hood back off and I'm gonna go cruise. I also gotta fix my water sprayers. I think the line melted, they're not spraying, so I gotta fix that real quick. But I might take the hood off, go down the street. I mean, that was a 50-mile round trip. Well, about 25 to ride and then 25 back. And it's 86, 87 degrees out, sunny and hot, humid. And so, I mean, it did good, especially for like these rings that I have. I have like a high tension ring, so the motor does run a little hotter, plus all this turbo piping and exhaust. So, I mean, you can't have it all, right? So I even need to some way vent my hood or something for long cruises. I mean, it's not overheating, it's just getting kind of warm. So, but a few more things to fix. Well, I just got back from the no hood test drive and wow, what a difference. It got to like 200-ish. And then once I got moving, like 50, 60 mile an hour and getting some wind across the engine, it dropped into the 190s. That's pretty insane. So we're talking 15 to almost 20 degree difference with and without the hood. So that is proving like the hood is trapping a lot of heat. I'm gonna have to figure out, you know, I'm gonna vent the hood. Am I gonna keep it off during long cruises? That's if they let me, the class, I don't know. I don't know, there's a lot of ifs, ands, buts. I mean, I don't like driving a car with no hood. I think it looks kind of crazy. But I mean, it 100% cools down the motor. And this is really only going to be, you know, really in the hot summer months. Plus, I don't really drive the car. When it's 85 plus out, it's hot for me in the car. So I take it at night when it drops in the 70s and it's beautiful. But I don't know. We'll see. But I just wanted to prove that, you know, no hood was going to make a big difference. So it's not really like the cooling capabilities of everything. It's not that it can't cool it down. It's just it can't get rid of the heat out of the engine bay. And that's what's creating the hot temps. Now we're going to go ahead and pull plugs. Focus. A little fat, but these are actually old plugs. I'm going to put brand new plugs in for race day. These are just my street plugs, a little fat, cruising around, idling, stuff like that. We're gonna head and do a compression check on the fresh motor. I wanna get numbers right after. I like to keep track of my compression numbers. So rings are broke. Let's do the compression. Let's see what we got. All right, so we're about 160-ish. Every cylinder is right on the money. Everything's about 160. So I think my last motor was 165, 170 area. So it will probably continue to gain a little bit of compression the more time the rings have the seat, but obviously they're 90% broke in. So happy with those numbers. We're good to go. I mean, it's a low compression number, so you're not going to get what the manual spec says. I forget what the spec says. They are having a party with fire trucks over there. There's some hot rod show across the street, and there's a bunch of fire trucks over there, and they all got their sirens on. But anyways, yeah, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and button it all back up. I guess I'll leave the hood off for right now. It's probably gonna go back on now here shortly. Yeah, get these spark plugs back in. They look really good too. A little fat, of course. And then I'm gonna look down the cylinders real quick with a bore scope and check that out. So I just looked down with this little bore scope I got off of Amazon. If you guys don't have one of these, you should totally get one. It works on Wi-Fi. It just turns on. You connect the Wi-Fi to it, and it's got a tiny little camera on the end with a little flashlight. You can go right down in your cylinders, and what I do is I put this on a little bit of an angle. I use a screwdriver to get it in, and then it literally just goes around the end, and you can see the inside of your cylinder. You can check for gouges and scrapes. And back on my 2.0 motor, whenever I knew something was going on, I was a lot of blow by, I bore scoped it and I could see that the piston swelled, it hit the cylinder, and it scarred it up. So I knew that I needed to rebuild. But yeah, so I always check my new motors. I check the cylinder walls, and they look amazing. Here and there, very tiny little scratch here and there. It's usually like a piece of dirt or carbon or something that hit it, but it looks amazing. And with this kind of power, you are gonna have somewhat cylinder scrapage here and there. But obviously you don't want anything severe. You don't want Black Death. Black Death is metal on metal and hot, and it's starting to almost weld the piston to the cylinder wall. And that's bad. That's when rings are bad. You need to hone the cylinder. It's not as bad as what I did throwing a rod outside, but it's not good. Normally you need to hone it. Sometimes a hand hone won't even clean it up. So you have to take the whole block out, have it machine honed, maybe even go up a piston size, which sucks. But anyways, none of that. I have had really good luck with these Troms, these Outlaw pistons that are really thick. They hold a lot of heat and they don't swell as fast. So the more material kind of absorbs the heat better, and they don't swell up. So I had some old Arari CPs or something on my 2.0, and they were just normal shelf pistons. They didn't have all that meaty material, and I overheated one, and it Black Death. So ever since I moved to the Troms on the Outlaw pistons, I've never had that problem since. And I ran 6,000s on my old motor too. So it's just once you get up in the power levels, you're gonna need more material to soak up all that heat. Well guys, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up here for this video. Want a big shout out to Ryan Scott, Pure Function. You guys should check out his channel. He's always, supported the car, supported me, helps me out when I can. So big shout out to him. I've known Ryan since I was a kid. He's got, some nice Supras. He's really into the super clean stuff. He's a smart guy too. I think both cars are on Haltech, and yeah, they work really well. He builds some nice cars. I think he's gonna possibly come out to one of the races. He wants to check out the whole race scene. He's not a big drag racer or anything. He's more of just a street style guy. But his car does make good horsepower, and he's interested in coming out and checking out. So maybe I can get him to come racing. I doubt it, but you never know. Once the race bug bites you, it's hard to shake it. So, I mean, I kind of used to be the same way. I was more of a street style car show kind of guy. Kept my car super clean, which I still try to keep my car as clean as I can. But in racing, you got so many other priorities to keep the car together, doing maintenance. So, I mean, I always try to wash my car, make it look nice before race day and stuff. Some guys just wipe it with a damp cloth, but I actually take some time to detail. I used to detail cars, and so, I take pride in that. But again, with racing comes dents, dings, stuff like that, and it's just stuff you can't really help. But so again, guys, appreciate love and support. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you guys want to come out to the next race. If you guys are local, August 12th, Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, at the airport. I will be there. We got shirts if you guys want to come by, pick up a shirt, come chit chat, look at the car, ask questions, what do you want to do. I'll be there. Lindsay will be there. And I'll be racing in 2 classes. I think I'm going to be playing with small tire And they got a little 630 index class that I'll probably play around with too. I really just want to get some seat time. It's been a while since I've raced, so I just want to get next to somebody, and I want to get the bugs out before the big races start. So I'm going to be up there seeing what we can do, see if we can win a little money. And then the team race will be coming up at Capitol, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. I'll have more details on that. I'll see you guys later. Thanks.